Well, the war in Gaza was triggered by Hamas's surprise attack on Israel on October 7th of 2023. It was one of the country's worst security failures, and it led to the killing of 1,200 people. This Friday, Israel's cabinet had voted to fire Ronen Bar, the head of Shin Bet, the country's domestic security service. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has long tried to blame Bar for failing to prevent the Hamas attack. Tensions, though, also have risen recently as Shin Bet has investigated some of Netanyahu's aides, including over alleged leaks of classified documents. However, in the past hour, Israel's top court temporarily halted Netanyahu's attempt to dismiss Bar. For more, we can speak to our correspondent, Noga Tarnopolsky. Hello to you, Noga. This ruling coming down from the Israeli Supreme Court, was that a surprise?
Hi, William. Not exactly, because yesterday's late night, midnight cabinet decision was brazenly illegal. And the government had been warned ahead of time by the Attorney General, who is the country's top judicial interpreter, that this was illegal. It's illegal in several ways. First of all, there is a procedure in place to fire the Shin Bet director if any government wants to do that. That's never happened in the nation's history. But there's a procedure in place which obviously was not adhered to. And in addition, because the office of the Prime Minister, as you said, is currently under investigation by the Shabak, there's a blatant conflict of interest involved. So we knew it was not legal. We knew there would be petitions, but the Supreme Court did respond with unusual alacrity. And now Israel is sort of a country in, as if it were in the middle of a heart attack, in the middle of an attempted illegal takeover of power, and we don't yet know how it's going to go. In the last half an hour or so, most of Netanyahu's ministers have come out demanding that the government defy the court, that the government move ahead in a, completely and totally lawless manner. Only one minister so far, the interior minister of one of the allied parties to Netanyahu, just a few minutes ago tweeted, this government will not disobey or disregard the courts. So we are really in limbo in Israel right now, and it's unclear how it'll be resolved.
Yeah, and having a possible showdown between the government and the courts doesn't sound like what a doctor would order for a patient suffering from cardiac arrest, Noga. What's going to be next in all of this?
Exactly. I mean, what you said is exactly right, but the government is barreling ahead. The government put on a cabinet schedule for Sunday morning to fire the Attorney General, another brazenly illegal act, which the government has been warned. And Netanyahu, who is an indicted criminal currently on trial, has been personally warned is an illegal act. So I don't know where this is going. The country has never been in such a situation. Very few countries have been in this situation exactly. But what we see, just to put it in understandable terms, is a prime minister on trial for corruption whose office is being investigated for treason during wartime. His top aides are suspected of being on the Qatari payroll during this war, who is extremely unpopular among the public, and who may feel that things are closing in on him, while at the same time taking inspiration from Washington, D.C., from Donald Trump, and thinking, why can't I also just fire everyone who's in my way? And Israel right now is hung in suspension, waiting to see how this will be resolved. It's going to take at least a few days.